Good day all. This is the Self-Preservation Society. I'm Basil, broadcasting Truth and Therapy, BBTT. Here I am using the talking stick. It is the 21st of the 9th in the year 2024, so they tell us. And exactly a year ago today, lost to this world was one of the finest people I've ever met via the internet. A man known as Drew Kent to the internet, but he was Andrew Wilcox. A wonderful, wonderful man. He taught me so much and shared so much with others. And if you go back to my BitChute channel last year, you see that I've done a presentation all about him, reflecting on his demise and whatever. I won't go into that too much here. But still on my table here where my computer is the order of service from his funeral last year on the 16th of October, celebrating the life of Andrew Wilcox, Drew. It's been there ever since I come back from that funeral last year. And I don't need it to be there to remind me of him and the impact he had on my life and others. But it's there. And I haven't forgot him. And I won't forget him. He was an amazing, amazing man, because he was, and forever will be an amazing, amazing soul. And rare have I found anybody that gave as much as Drew did. And I just wanted to remember and acknowledge him for all that he ever done for me, his friendship, this, that and the other. And for all the stuff he done for other people. You go back to last year on my BitChute channel and listen to that presentation where I spoke about Drew Kent. Amazing man. Beautiful man, and I miss him a lot. But anyway, another thing I want to talk about, and I only done an upload yesterday, and I don't apologise for that. If you haven't looked at that one yesterday, go and have a look at it, and anything else on my BitChute channel. But I just started listening to Max Igan's latest broadcast, where he speaks in the beginning about the pager attack, this, that and the other. And he's right. He's absolutely right. He's been telling us for years to get rid of your smartphone, that lithium battery with the 5G technology, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely right. But I say to you people, and I said to him in a audio message to his Skype some time ago, a few weeks back, couple of months, whatever. It's not the Jews. It is not the Jews. No more than it has been the Americans doing what they've been doing, certainly since the Second World War. No more than it was the British doing what they'd done, or the French, the Spaniards and the Portuguese, when they went out and done what they'd done. No more than it was the Romans. It's a mindset, people. It is a mindset that we are up against. And it's the one that Castaneda called the predator mind, that which come from outside of our universe. And that predator mind is born wholly and solely of spirit. It does not have the conscious expression that you find in this universe and those within it that are of this universe. It comes to harvest, corrupt, bastardize, and feast off that conscious expression. And it is spirit, it is mind, and it's anything else that is used to harvest the energy, frequency, and vibration, not only of this planet, this earth, this star system, but this universe. I cannot find the words to fully express and illustrate that to you enough. And you are under a spiritual possession. Every single one of you souls on this planet, in this star system, in this universe, are under a spiritual possession. I listen to myself talking like this, and I am not the man that started this journey 40 years ago. So I can understand why you would balk at what I'm saying, ridicule, mock what I'm saying. But we are all guilty and we are all responsible for the words, deeds and actions that we either use or allow to control us because we're not consciously awakened to the true self. We think that we are something wonderful because we have a spiritual awareness. You have no fucking comprehension, people, of what that spiritual awareness is and does and how it controls you. And you will never understand it until you become consciously awakened to the true self and aware. And you've got to transcend the physicality, the 5 sense prison, the mind, the ego, and the spirit to get to that point of awareness. And it is the hardest road to ever walk, as Bert English used to say. He called it the red road, and he called it the hardest road to ever walk because of where it leads you. It leads you to the true self. And many of us don't want to go there because we're blinded by our own light and in fear of our own light, because the program tells us Lucifer and Satan are the same. I'm Lucifer. I am Lucifer. I am not Satan. I am the light. I am the way. And that is the whole premise of this, my channel. Wasn't when I started. It's been a journey. The last 40 years have been a journey. The last 4 years on this channel have been a journey to become consciously awakened and aware to that which I truly am. And it's not Barry. It's not the male. As Morg said recently in a broadcast I watched of his, Jesus was the epitome of balance between the masculine and the feminine. And I've often quite, said about when Jesus threw out the moneylenders or called out the Philistines as hypocrites and all that. And then you marry that with the healings that we're told he done. Raising up Lazarus from the dead. He wasn't dead, physically dead, he was dead to the world. The blind man wasn't blind, he just couldn't see. And that analogy is like, it can be said for just about everybody on this planet that are pointing the fingers at the Jews or the Muslims or the gays or whatever. Richard Peters once said, a Glala Lakota elder once said, when you point a finger, four are pointing back at you. It's not the Jews. It's the mindset that dominates and controls them in the same way that it's not the Americans. It's the mindset that controls them in the same way that it wasn't the British or the Portuguese or the French or the Spanish. It was the mindset that controls them. And that mindset is born of the spirit, dark, demonic, satanic mindset that is spirit. And you've got to learn to understand, to transcend that, to go beyond that, to find the truth and the divinity of the self. What you're seeing today, these killings with the pages, you can look throughout history and see other tools of torture, this, that and the other. Dover Castle probably still has them on show. We've always tortured another. We're all responsible. And do not think for 1 minute, because you're spiritually aware, this, that and the other, you're better than anybody else. You fucking well are not. Because if the best that you are is spiritually awakened and aware, then I feel for you. I pity you. And I speak on my channel in the way that I do to try and empower, enlighten and enable you to go beyond that. It's not the Jews. It's the mindset behind them. It's not the Americans. It's the mindset behind them. It's not the Muslims. It's the mindset behind them. It was never the British, Spanish, Portuguese and French. It's the mindset behind them. It was never the Romans. It was the mindset behind them. All throughout history is the same. It's the mindset, because we're not consciously awakened, aware. And so we're governed by the mind and by the spiritual self, which is merely the non-physical version of the physical self. I don't know how many other ways there is to tell you. I don't know how many different ways I can find to tell you to go within to the true self. Open your eyes so you may see glimpses of truth that you have for thee. Don't be blinded by your own light. Don't be in fear of your own light. They show you how you can do it when you look with real eyes to realise the real lies. In the film They Live, it took a pair of glasses. In the film The Matrix trilogy, it just took someone like Morpheus to show and to explain to Neo who and what he truly is. And that's simply what I try to do here, first and foremost for the self, and then for you. If you're religious, I feel for you. I pity you. Because religion means to tie, to bond, or to thwart, stop forward progress. And that has been going on since man first stood up. And religion goes across so many different aspects of our life and society. So many of you are religiously trying to gather in as much money in as many forms as you can. You're controlled. You're controlled by a mindset that does not serve you. Wake up. Stand up. Be the difference to the self. Be the difference to the world. Be the difference to the universe. That is what you are here for in this dense, third-dimensional reality. To transcend it from within it. And you'll keep coming back. You will keep coming back time and time and time again until you do it individually and we do it collectively as the one. It's an awful lot to take in. I completely and utterly understand that. It's an awful lot to take in. But it's not the Jews. It's not the Americans. It was never the British, the Spanish, or the French, or the Portuguese. It was never the Romans, etc., etc., etc. It's the mindset that is born wholly and solely of the spirit to harvest the energy, frequency and vibration of the soul and of conscious awareness and knowing. Remember who you are. Understand what you are. And free yourself of shackles that you don't even know exist. If this message resonates, share the message. Don't share me, share the message. Visit my BitChute channel, link in the description box wherever you are, where my whole library of work is, and share it. Especially among so-called spiritual groups and to so-called spiritual gurus, because they will take you nowhere. If it were not so, I would not tell you. They won't take you anywhere. They'll take you for all they can, but they won't take you anywhere. Palamia, thank you. In Lakesh, in you I see an enemy. Mitakwe o Yasin, we are all related, we are all relatives. But I tell you people, and I'll continue to tell you, we're all connected.